All right, everybody, we got another one, another mail call. Box a little bit thicker here. I think we got a really, really good one here. And I don't think I have to worry about it being damaged. Feels like it's really well packed, but got a pretty good addition to the collection. You want to see what it is? You got to stick around. Welcome back, family. Timo Honey here. I'm your host, Rich. And yeah, like I said, got myself another mail call here, and I'm really, really excited about this one. It was a person selling three books in one auction on eBay, and there's mainly one that I wanted, but the other two were no slouch. Okay, so I put it in my head how much I felt was the fair market value for the main book, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy that book for a fair market value. I'm not looking for a bargain here because I'm getting free, other books. But if it goes over the fair market value of that book, I'd rather wait and just buy that book on its own. You know what I mean? If I happen to get it for fair market value and I get the other two books thrown in, then it's like absolute bonus. But the worst I can, as I'm looking at it, is I'm paying fair market for the one book that I want. You know? I'm not a big fan of selling multiple books in an auction. I mean, if you are trying to just liquidate some stuff quickly and you want to limit the amount of auctions you're doing, I get it. But you're never going to get the same amount of money as if you list those books individually. So just saying that for everybody out there. But yeah, like I said, it's three books. They're all slabs. So the good thing about buying slabs on eBay, of course, is that you don't have to worry if the seller's grading is accurate because it's gone through, hopefully, reputable hands, although lately it's always been very questionable. But I think you got to question when you get a 9.8 and you look at it and go, it's got a color breaking crease and it's actually a 9.6 or a 9.4. I get that. But when you get to the lower grades, and let's be honest, when you get to the major keys, most of us are not going for those 9.8s, 9.6s. I've got my best book in my collection is a 0.5, and I'm very, very happy to have it. So I'm not going to question when you get to those lower grades, you have to take them with a grain of salt. The biggest thing is you just want to make sure that they're I'm not so much worried about the grade as I'm worried about them verifying that it is not color touch, that it is not missing a page, that it is not married. You know what I mean? That they have, the books that they're selling are full and complete. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to show the book, the main book first, or show the freebie books first. I think I'm going to show the main book first, which is, this is the big one. Now, I have to give this a little bit of a preface. I'm really, really looking forward to the Daredevil show. Okay. And one of the things that I was hoping to do before the Daredevil show started was to get the first appearances of, the characters that I really wanted to get. So, of course, I got last year, beginning of the year, I got my Daredevil #1. This is already in my collection. A couple of years ago, I was able to get my first appearance of Kingpin. It's only 4.0, but it's a white page. I was very, very happy about that. And Spider-Man #50. And I do have two copies of Spider-Man #51, which is the first cover appearance. And in my opinion, a very undervalued book. And I even got the first appearance of Muse. I bought it 2 copies in a raw, and neither one, I thought they were both nice, and both of them got pulled night 6s. And in case you're wondering if I got the first cover appearance, yes, it's right here on my wall. You can see it. It's also a 9.6 white page. I just did not get lucky with those 9.8s. So, like I said, I wanted to get those first appearances of those characters, and we still have the White Tiger. So, yes, absolutely. If you think I'm freaking out about the first appearance of White Tiger, you're crazy. I got the first appearance of Punisher. Yes, and it is a first appearance with a Jerry Conway authenticated autograph. And you can see it's got the CGCCSA authenticated label on the top, so it was not a witness. But still, it's a 2.5. It looks like a 2.5. It's and it is a, what do you call it? When they cite it to a specific person, it says to Danielle Jerry Conway. So The biggest flaw on the book is right above the staple by Punisher's knee. There's some pretty good little paper damage there on the cover, but other than that, it does look pretty dang good. The back cover is pretty good for Evel Knievel on the back. So, yeah, I finally got myself a first appearance of Punisher signed by Jerry Conway. So that was the bonus, and that was what I had to try to figure out is what was a 2.5 with creamed off-white pages. What I feel that fair market value was, and how much did I want to add for Jerry Conway's signature, and for a book that presents well. So I figured that out, and I came up with a price. I'm not going to discuss it, but I think if you look up prices, you can pretty much figure it out. And I put in a bid, and it actually sold for $10 less than that. So again, fair market price, not a bargain. But the bargain came from the two books that were included with the auction. So again, I'm not a fan of selling multiple books at one time, and if you're a seller, if you think about selling, this is pretty much what oh wow, you actually included even a bonus book. That's interesting. And there we go. Okay, so we've got Amazing Spider-Man at number 98 in a 5.0. This is one of the 3 books that did not have the Comics Code Authority approval, because it was a story that was about drug usage and somebody, I think, passing away. Not approved by the Comics Code Authority. Correct. This story, actually, in case you're wondering why they did it, the United States government actually asked Marvel Comics, could you run a story that kind of lets kids know the dangers and horrors of drugs? And they were like, as a public service, and they were like, absolutely. But then the Comics Code Authority said, but we're not going to approve it because it's got drugs in it. And like, well, we're being asked to do this by the federal government. We don't care. We're not going to approve it. Yeah. So yeah, losing your grip, Spider-Man. Yeah, it's one of the Stan Lee stories too. So pretty decent looking book. It's an off-white page. It's a 5.0. It's a solid mid-grade. Let's see, the bonus book that he threw in. Okay, yeah, I know this book. I've got to get it's a raw, which is fine. I'm going to get that little bonus book thing out of there. Yeah, this is cool. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 147. And this is the, kind of reminiscent of the cover of Spectacular Spider-Man number 1, where he has a tarantula. I think that's actually a different cover, but it's got that same attack pose on it. I think on Spectacular Spider-Man there's like a water tower here or something. I don't think this is the first appearance of Tarantula. I think there's just a cover that looks like it. I'll have to double check that and look it up. And looking at it, just looking at it from the front cover, I haven't checked the back. I guess I'd give it somewhere around a 3.0. It's a lower, upper lower, or lower mid, whatever you want to say. But yeah, that was what he called it, a bonus book. But the other book that was included in it, and well, actually this is a 3.0, so I guess I'd have to give a 4.0 to the 147. But drop like a stone, and you can pretty much get them pretty cheap. But it's still, it's a 1971 book, and it is the first appearance of Morbius in Spider-Man 101. And it's only a 3.0, off-white to white pages, so the page quality is pretty good on it. Yeah, the back cover looks pretty good on it too. So even though the grades are a little lower, they're pretty well-presented books. This one, it's just got its 10,001 breaking the spine ticks on it. That's one of the big knockdowns on the the grade. You can absolutely tell that. So, yeah. Like I said, I got the first appearance of Punisher the way I wanted it, and at the price that I figured, if I bought the book by itself, this would be the maximum I would pay. And then you throw in one of the drug books and first appearance of Morbius and a bonus book, which was very, very nice of him as well. Amazing Spider-Man number 147. So there you go. There are still bargains and buys to be had on eBay, and I'm now set for the Daredevil series because I've got the first appearance of Daredevil, Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, Kingpin, Punisher, and Muse. I don't have White Tiger. Maybe I'll get one before the show starts. I doubt it because, honestly, that's the one character I really don't care about. I do care about Muse. I think that if they do it right, Muse is going to be terrifying. And the fact that John Bernthal has signed on, and he wouldn't do it unless the script was right for Punisher. I'm assuming for everybody else, it's also well. This is going to be rated TV MA, the highest score. They saw that you can get bloody and everything with Daredevil and take over $1 billion. We're ready for it. We're adults. We want to see these kind of shows. You got Skeleton Crew for the kids, and honestly, I enjoyed it too. We need some adult shows up there. This is your grand chance to shine. You lost it with Echo, man. Let's get back on track with this. All right, guys. So hopefully you think I did good on this. I'd like to know in the comments. Also, drop in the comments. Are you stoked for that Daredevil series? Have you picked up any comic books related to it? Have you picked up or read, even just read the storyline with Muse to know what we're getting into with this? He could be a sick one, let me tell you. Drop anything in the comments. Want to hear from you. Why not? Guys, also, thank you so much for helping to support the channel by either joining Patreon or become a member here on YouTube. Don't forget also to join the bicycle challenge that Dagger Cards is doing. Okay, the link is in the description. And you will find that he is bike riding. We're freezing to death here in Georgia and Florida. That dude is bike riding right now for cancer in Canada. Okay, so if you would like to donate to help him reach his goal for cancer. Okay, this is a big one, just like Comics Curing Cancer for the Rob's Fat Sacks of Comics. No matter what we're doing, we're helping somebody here. So right now, let's make sure that we're not just supporting one, but supporting everybody that's helping to beat this disease that really has hit every one of us, especially in the comic book community recently. So just let's see what we can do to kick cancer in the balls. Other than that, though, thank you so much for joining. Click like, subscribe. Don't forget to drop those, click on notifications so you know when more videos are dropping. Drop a comment down below. Want to hear from you. And until I see you in the next video, mahalo.